Here we are, day 354. That means we got 11 days to go for my IG lives. Crazy. It's almost like it feels like it's not ending, maybe because I've been doing it for so long. It should be interesting. So, what I actually want to talk to you about today, I did make the intention that for the last days of every IG live is to make an intention to really have powerful conversations and to come on here and share with you guidance, share with you some, things to contemplate about and to think about. And I was trying to think, I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about today? Well, today we're going to talk about money. As you all know, I love talking about money. I love everything money. I love money. And what I want to talk to you today was because a couple of days ago, I remember I had to sit down and I looked at my finances. I'm going to sit on the floor because standing up feels like a lot of work right now. So I was looking at my finances. I track my finances. I like looking at my money. For me, not only my general income, but my business income. It just shows me where I'm at. It just gives me information. And it also gives me things of I look at it and I'm like, okay, how do I want my money relationship moving forward? And what do I want it to look like? And setting energetic minimums and maximums in terms of income goals. So what an energetic min max is that you set these income goals. What is your minimum that you want to bring in, and then what is the max? And the max can be something that feels impossible. And it's really interesting because I played around with these numbers, and in the past, I've gotten attached to the numbers, and the idea is to detach from them. So there's been a lot of inner work around that of learning how to detach from numbers, and even learning how to detach when looking at your income. So what I really want to talk about is because when I ask, in my stories, I ask, do you look at your money? Do you look at your money monthly? And normally I do get responses when I ask these questions, and it was crickets. I had one person answered and said yes. And maybe I'm not saying I'm not going to make an assumption. Maybe you were just swiping through and did not read the poll. Or maybe you're I don't want to answer this. Maybe it's felt too personal. Whatever the reason is, it's your reason. But I want you to ask yourself, so if you don't look at your money monthly, if you don't look at your money and how much you make and what's coming in and how much you're spending, I want you to ask yourself why. Is there a resistance in it? And kind of think about it. Why, what is it? Why don't you want to look at it? Is it for you, is it because you're afraid? You're afraid of seeing something that might trigger you, seeing something that you're not ready to see? Or is it just something that maybe you have so much financial abundance that you don't bother to you're no, I'm good. Your bills get covered, everything gets covered. You have enough to be able to go out. Why don't you look at it? And if you do look at it, how's that been going for you? If you look at it, how's that going for you? How do you feel when you do look at it? Is there anything that pops up? Because I do think it is important to look at our money, whether we have a stable, predictable income through, a job, or whether we're entrepreneurs. I do really think that it's important to look at it. And because it teaches us a lot about our relationship with money. That's what it does. It you'll see how you feel with money, how you feel when you look at it, what emotions come up, because that's the whole thing is looking at your money and looking at how you feel about it, of what is coming in and what is going out. Guaranteed there's going to be some emotion that's going to appear. And whether that emotion is negative or positive, it's going to come up. And then that gives you an indicator of where you are at in your money journey. It is one of the things that explains your money relationship. And so that is why I think it's so important that when we look at it and we look at our bank account and we look at what's coming in and what's going out, we can really learn a lot about ourselves and about our relationship with money. And the idea is to get in a place where you detach the emotion and you detach the story that you are putting through the money that's coming in and the money that's going out. And you begin to add the fun to it. You begin to play and add fun and say like, okay, how can I make more? Or how can I bring more? Or how can I make like, you know, like kind of like looking at spending, like, for example, like spending on bills and like, you know, things of necessity. Like, how can I look at it from a different angle instead of like, you know, a place of like scarcity or lack? And yeah, it's just like, that's where like you can start. So I know I talk a lot about money, but there's like definitely like a place to start is like start thinking about if you look at your money or not. And get real with yourself and even open up that bank account and look at it and see what comes up. It doesn't mean you need to switch it. It doesn't mean that if it's like a negative reaction by looking at your bank account that all of a sudden you're like, okay, how can I make this positive? Like, no, in the beginning, it's just to acknowledge the feeling. It's to acknowledge where you are at. It's to get an understanding of your relationship. And that's all it really is. And then through there, once the awareness comes in, once you understand yourself and your relationship with money better, then that's when you can begin to challenge yourself to shift if you choose to. So anyways, that's my video for today's live, and we got 11 days to go. Crazy. If this resonated with you, if you love this, please like write a comment, like it, share it, whatever feels right for you. And yeah, that's it. I will speak to you all tomorrow.